difficult to maneuver on and to navigate. And then perhaps we end up on a farm road that is made of sand. And life becomes even more difficult. See, my friend, Karen has, in the last years of her life, has gone through this. That road which she journeyed on until she breathed the last, changed from time to time. Perhaps there was a time in her life when she came up to a fork in the road and she had to make a decision whether she was going to the left or the right, as we all do. She chose the way she was going to go. She chose that there was a great love in her heart, a love for someone, and she followed that path. And now she is at rest, she is at peace, and the problems which affected and afflicted her earthly life towards the end are now over and done. As I said, she's at peace. And I believe she dwells in the paradise of her Creator forever, or until that time comes when the new Jerusalem, the new earth, will be raised up. So may Karen's soul rest in peace through the grace and mercy of her Creator, rise in glory. Amen. I received the following from Leander. First one that I received from him was, Karen was easy to love and loved by many people. She was my heart, my favorite person, my best friend. She was the kindest person I knew and was always willing to share what she had with any other one. She was outgoing, friendly, and the heart of the party at social gatherings. Our families all loved her dearly, and there will be a large space in our hearts where she will continue to be loved. And then from Etienne and Susan in Mossel Bay, as I say, Opa and Oma, as Karen used to call us. First of all, to Peter, Gloria, and the rest of the family, our hearts go out to you for this untimely loss. Over the years, she became one of our own children. Thank you for all the wonderful times we had together. Rest in peace, Karen. You will always be with us. Then from Teresa, Karen and Dean were friends from school days. She ended our lives again about 3 years ago. I, Teresa, had only then had the pleasure of meeting Karen. Karen became more than a friend to us. She was family, a source of unwavering support, and a light in all of our lives. Karen had a way of making everyone feel special, always ready with a smile, a kind word, or a listening ear. If you needed help with anything, she would go to the ends of the earth to try and help. Michael, our youngest son, also loved and adored Auntie Karen, and she loved him and would always spoil him. Though she may longer walk beside us, her spirit will live on in our hearts forever. We will cherish the memories, the moments, and the love she so freely gave. Karen, you are deeply missed. I got another one from Leander. It says, here are a few memories from Winnie. Here are some memorable moments we had with her. When she was a toddler, she was so affectionate. One day I was starting about the house doing chores. Karen said, Mom, come and sit down and relax. So I sat down and she hugged me and said, Mommy, I love you. Eugen, Karen's brother, and her were inseparable. You could tell from pictures. She decided one day to sidle up to her brother because she had finished her own treat. She wanted some of his ice cream. But Eugen just smiled and ate it all. We were on our way to visit Oma and Opa in Germany, and we had to change flights at Heathrow Airport. It is vast, and so we cautioned Eugen, who's 8 years, and Karen, who was 3. But like other children, they did their own thing. And we eventually was an excellent employee and always wanting to do more. Our customers have made wonderful comments about how they miss her and her warm and friendly disposition. May the day help to give you some closure. Our sincere condolences, Gerald and Diana. And then lastly, from Leander again. Karen was always very dedicated to her work and put her whole heart into her career. When I met her, she was the company secretary's PA at an insurance company and worked very hard. When she eventually left, they had to get 3 people to take over the work, and even then they had to struggle to maintain the same level that she was running things. Having a challenging and fulfilling career was very important to Karen, and she was happiest when she could contribute to others. Leander. My dear friends, I think those words that were sent speak for themselves. They speak of a person who not only thought of herself, she thought of others. But also, as we saw in her younger life, she had a mischievous streak in her. I think her brother will bear that out. And that is what you're going to remember, Morgan, and you, Leander. Those times which you spent in her presence, the times that she hugged and loved you, and the times she probably wept with you. No, like that is life. It changes continually from day to day. And we must never forget that. And even though there's an old saying that cowboys don't cry, forget about that. If you feel that you need to go somewhere, in your bedroom for instance, just shut the door and weep and say, I miss you. I will always miss and love you. Goes for you as well. It's not easy. So Karen is no longer with you. We're here today to remember her, remember who she was, and keep that in your heart. Remember, you've got photographs of her, beautiful ones like that. But a photograph tends to fade as the years pass. But the memories that you have, all those times that you had together, be it here in South Africa or in other places, they are precious and they are forever indelibly etched within your heart and within your mind. So hold on to them, because they are indeed precious, and nobody, but nobody, can take them from you. Is there anybody else who would like to say one or two words? Or have I covered it all? I don't know how many of you belong to some or other religion. I know there are many Jehovah's Witnesses here this morning. I happen to be an Anglican priest. There are some people who belong to other religious denominations. Maybe there are some people who are agnostics or even atheists. But don't forget, whichever way we tend, we all believe that there is a creator. And that is important. I know in my previous work, one of the things I had to learn was Russian. And even in Russia, those who were in senior positions believed in the hereafter and in a greater power. So it is up to us. I'm not telling you what you must believe and what you must not. It's entirely up to you. And so, towards the end of this little service, I'm going to switch over to a religious handing over of Corin's soul, her spirit, back to her Creator. But before I do that, my friends, I would just like to offer a prayer for her, and then one for all of you. Our life is a fleeting shadow that does not endure. Our years pass quickly. Our days are few and full of trouble. We thank you that Cara no longer has to suffer pain nor fear grappling with death, fighting for life. And that for her, the limitations of this earthly life are now over. Any weakness has been overcome, and death itself has been conquered. And so as she passes from our earthly sight, we give thanks for the years of her presence amongst us. And while we feel the pain of the parting, we rejoice in the faith that she has gone to be with you, the great Creator of all. For in your presence is the fullness of joy, and at your right hand there is pleasure forevermore. So cast your blessing on those who cared for Karen, especially the doctors, the nurses, and the medical technicians. Guide and prosper all who are engaged in medical research. May they never lose heart, and in their search to discover the way of health and healing. So we give thanks for the life of Karen. I pray today for all those who mourn, for parents, for children, for friends, for neighbours, for acquaintances. Be gentle with them in their grief. Show them the depths of your unending love. Spare them the torment of any guilt and despair, and be with them as they weep beside the tomb of Karen. That they may not be overwhelmed by their loss, but have confidence in the goodness that comes from the Almighty, and the strength to meet the days, the weeks, and the months that lie ahead. Amen. Prayed for Karen. Prayer for us. Now I'm going to hand the Spirit, which is already with her Creator, back to Him formally. In the midst of life, we are in death. To whom can we turn to for help but to you, O Lord, who knows the secrets of our hearts? In your mercy, hear our prayers. Forgive us our transgressions, and at our last hour, let us come to you. The life of Karen has now drawn to a close. She has been called from this world. Your will has been done. Grant her pardon and that crown of life, and graciously lead her through your pathways and conduct her to the heavenly missions of peace, of joy, and life eternal. And so I now commend the soul of Karen to you, and her earthly remains to be consumed by fire, and then return to the earth, as you ordained when you said, dust you are, and to dust you shall return. And we all go down to the grave, and weeping, we make our prayer. Karen, depart out of this world in the name of Him who created you, He who called you from this world when the pain and struggle was too great, and He who now gives you rest his paradise until we all meet in the new earth when our time comes as well. So rest eternal grant unto Karen, O Lord. Let light perpetual shine upon her. May her soul rest in peace. Through your grace and mercy, rise in glory. Amen. Friends, probably the hard thing is to now quietly, in your own way, just close your eyes, give thanks for Karen. Give thanks that she no longer has to suffer. Give thanks for her life,